Hi guys, welcome to the Grapplers Academy, the home of exploiting your training partner's weaknesses. We're back with a continuation in the half guard series that we were looking at last week. I nearly completely lost my train of thought then. Maybe we'll include the bloopers from before recording on a separate clip so you can see what we're on about. But we're going to be talking about it from the top half guard today, and Simon's going to show some leg lace ideas.
Yeah, so we're going to start off with, let's start from this side, so do my good side. So we're starting off in this sort of nichio positioning. Bond's quite active with this, so it's kind of hard to get around it sometimes. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to lace through. What this does is it stops Bond from being able to sit up and take my back from here. If I don't have this here, you can sit up and go into the dogfight position, which we looked at last week. So this hand's going to go underneath the top leg, over the top of the bottom leg, and some people make a fist. I prefer to cup the bottom leg and pull it in and drive that shoulder in here. Now we're going to look at using the sort of footwork to get out of this guard and round to side control. But before doing this, we need to try and sort of neutralise some of the frames as well. Now this top frame we don't need to worry too much about, but this bottom one can really start to cause some issues, especially as it starts blocking the hips. So before we start going into this, we're going to use a little bit of hand fighting to get the hand pinned to the mat. Now one way that I like to do this is I'll put my hand onto the mat to kind of bait them into taking the wrist. As this happens, I'm going to circle through the inside, palm on, and then pin the mat to the mat. Pin the hand to the mat. Now rather than sort of using bent elbow and trying to drive in muscle, I'm going to lock the arm out and lean into the wrist. And again, rather than going thumb in, I'm going to go false grip using the butt of the palm to pin that to the mat. Now once I'm here, I need to go from being flat feet and relaxed to active toes, and my shoulder is going to go into the hip. Once I've got this here, I've got the hip pinned, toes are ready to go active, and I've got the frame on the near side pinned as well. I'm going to lift the knees up by going active toes and put my weight through the hip. Now I'm going to turn my knee away, below the knee. I'm going to slide it through and step onto my little toe. From here, I'm going to turn the corner and my head is going to go into the shoulder or into the chest. And I'm going to come into this position here, ready to drive over. As I'm starting to drive over, the hand that's leg lace is going to go from the bottom leg up to the top leg. And as I'm flattening Bond out, I'm going to pull the knee away. So I'm here, I'm going to drive and pull the knee away, and come to side control, and then secure the top position. Now, the reason that we sort of pin this is as we're starting to come around here. If I don't have this pinned, Bond's going to be able to frame against me and make this awkward for me, whereas this top frame isn't really doing too much. So, once we're here, making sure this is pinned until the very last moment, and as you are flattening them out, taking the arm away and above the shoulder as well. Now it's important as well that we do get our knee below their knee as we're turning the hip. And we're staying in that bear crawl stance as well for the whole time. So here, my hip's going to turn away, and I'm stepping through and around, switching the grips on the leg as the forehead meets the shoulder, and I'm driving in using my toes, flattening out, taking the cross face and securing side control.
That detail of controlling the wrist is really good and strong. We looked at it a little bit last week, but we didn't go into it in so much detail in terms of the importance. But also, if you're doing gi, it's a really strong grip to have, and a lot more difficult for the person underneath to try and get rid of because of the fact that you've got the fabric as well. You can also use the fabric on the pants, on the leg lace as well, which makes it even more difficult and takes away a lot of that ability for the person to back out with the hips because you've already got the control on the grips. One other thing that we maybe might have a look at in another video as well is that with the same setup, if somebody is doing a good job of defending in this way, with the way that you set up with the legs, you can actually just run around in the opposite direction and take it back, can't you? So maybe we can have a look at that in another video. But yeah, the pin of the arm is the key thing there. Really strong and takes away a lot that the person can do on the bottom from a defensive point of view. Without it, you can start framing up, do like a technical sit up and get out. There's a lot of options, so yeah, big focus on getting that pin down.
and it works great in gi and no gi. And with those players where they've got like 10-foot legs and they can still tie their feet together, it still works really nicely. You don't have to separate the legs when you're coming up, as long as you can turn your hip and get your knee below their knee and you're sliding over the shins rather than trying to go over the thighs. You should have no problems with getting this.
As well, with the shoulder pressure that you're going to put down from the top there as you drop your shoulder in, you probably couldn't see it on the video, but it splits my feet open. I'm not able to keep that same pinch on the thigh or on the hip as I was demonstrating in the video last week on the dogfight and sitting up, and also completely takes my ability away to use the frame on the inside of the shoulder for a high knee shield guard as well. So yeah, it opens out, doesn't feel comfortable. You really just get a split on the legs and opens the guard up immediately for the passing.
No, definitely. And let us know in the comments below if you've got a favourite pass from this position, or if you use this pass with any success, or even if this video has helped you add a few details to making this pass a more integral part of your game. Make sure you're hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and hit that bell next to the subscribe button to make sure you get notified when we do release our new videos.